Brett, we're so happy to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Of course, I know that you're quite busy. You guys are reporting earnings after the bell, and there's just been so much momentum, so much excitement about Cava. I do want to hit on the valuation that we saw on the IPO day. It's since come down since June. Break down why you think that is.
Well, we're focused, Brooke, on the next 10 years plus, not the next 10 days. Stocks will go up and down. Really excited with how the market received our offering and how it's been received since. Continues to trade well above our IPO pricing, and I just think it's a reflective of the broad appeal of our Mediterranean cuisine and the tremendous white space opportunity we have in front of us as we create and define what we believe to be the next large-scale cultural cuisine category.
Right, and many on Wall Street, when they initiated coverage, they said that Cava is the next Chipotle in terms of growth and scalability. How do you feel when you hear something like that?
Well, we want to be the next Cava. And again, that's defining the next large-scale cultural cuisine category, which is Mediterranean. Certainly similarities in the operating model, and it's high praise, tremendous business that they've built. So we're focused on really delivering that Mediterranean cuisine and doing it in communities across the country as we grow.
Right, and growth is a key component of Cava's growth story. If some of you may have saw, there's a new Cava being built right outside the Moonlight Studios. How challenging, though, do you think that it'll be to reach 1,000 locations by 2032? Quite ambitious.
Yeah, well, we've actually grown at a higher growth rate in recent years as we transformed our acquisition of Zoe's Kitchen and used that real estate to convert alongside de novo growth. And so we're actually downshifting our growth rate in the coming years to be a very manageable outcome that we believe 1,000 restaurants by 2032.
And one of the big markets that you guys are hitting next is Chicago. Break down why Chicago, how long you've been going there, and also when they enter a new location, you guys have these huge parties. It almost seems like a community day. Yeah. How does that sort of build loyalty and then transfer to sales for Cava?
Yeah, we're really excited to enter the Chicago market. We don't have a presence currently in the upper Midwest region of the country. So we operate in 24 states and the District of Columbia today. So this is a great new region for us to enter in. Chicago, great food town. And as you noted, when we open in a new market, when we open a new restaurant, we have what we traditionally call our community day. Mm-hmm. So, sharing a meal is the oldest social act known to humankind. And we're really in the hospitality business. So when we go into a new community, we want to introduce ourselves to our new neighbors, and we welcome them to our table to have a meal on us, a free lunch or free dinner. And we recommend donations. We don't require it. But if you donate, we'll match that donation. And we partner with a local philanthropic food partner addressing food insecurity in that market. And
you also are bringing a manager up to Chicago to kickstart their breakdown. Is that a source of how you instill new labor into the markets that you enter? Do you tend to lean on managers from other locations? Well, in general, when we open new restaurants, we really want to focus on internal promotion. So this year we have a 75% internal placement target for new restaurants. That means that 3 out of every 4 restaurants will have someone that grew up at Cava, that was internally promoted at Cava. And to really build that pipeline, we have what's called our Academy GM network. So this is the cream of the crop general managers that we basically have created a farm system to cultivate that talent. So we certify these Academy GMs. We have, as the end of last quarter, we have about 39 Academy GMs certified. And this starts to give us a training academy restaurant in every garden of the country, is what we qualify, roughly a span of 8 restaurants, to not only train in those local markets, but to cultivate new talent that can go open restaurants in that market or go to a market like Chicago and open a restaurant there. And I think what we've seen, especially with these new restaurants, is that labor continues to be at the forefront for Cava, that family atmosphere with people serving up front. Are there ever going to be robots at Cava? Are there ever going to be automated assembly lines? Well, our mission is to bring heart, health, and humanity to food. And if it was all robots, I think we wouldn't live up to that humanity piece. And we've always looked at technology to enhance the human experience, not replace it. Even going back to our early days, back in 2013, we launched our mobile payment loyalty digital order app. In 2015, we put second dedicated digital make lines, production lines in every Cava restaurant. So all of our restaurants have that dedicated digital production. In 2017, we built our internal digital order platform. And recently, we re-platformed that digital order environment to a microservices architecture for our highly scalable
environment. So we've always been digital forward, but again, how do we use that to enhance the guest experience as well as the operator experience?
Are you guys trying to understand how exactly this could help increase throughput? Is there any sort of technology that you may be working on?
We're always looking at different opportunities to optimize our operations, enhance the guest experience, make it more frictionless, more convenient. I mean, you think about our digital order platform today, we now have over 24 digitally enabled pickup by car lanes, right? So the idea is that we create this multi-channel environment and we give you the control, you the remote control to decide which channel you want to engage with us on, whether that's ordering on the phone and picking up off our shelf, ordering on the phone, driving around and picking it up at one of our pickup windows, or having it brought to your doorstep through delivery.
Right, and menu innovation also is at the forefront for Cava. I know you recently had the spicy falafel, the fiery broccoli, steak you're also looking into and testing. Where are we at with that test right now?
Yeah, that will go into test next month in 2 markets, in Boston and Dallas. So we're excited about this. This has been highly requested. We don't currently have a beef item on the menu, but we want to do it in our Mediterranean way, so really Mediterranean-inspired flavors, and give people another option on the line. We have 38 ingredients on the line, over 17 billion combinations, and a way for you to opt in. Do you want a light meal? Do you want a heartier meal? Do you want a mild meal? Do you want a spicy meal? Or do you want to eat vegetarian? Do you want to eliminate gluten or lactose from your diet? Or do you just want spicy lamb meatballs and crazy feta?
Right. You know, when you think about the current environment that we're in, something that's been getting so much attention in the restaurant industry at large is the potential impact of weight loss drugs. Are you seeing any impact? Is Cava planning for any impact?
I'm not sure which I hear more of today, AI or Ozempic. You know, we look at it, everything we've seen so far, it's still in the very early stages. But what we've seen anecdotally, as well as some of the early data, is that what gets eliminated in folks who are taking the drug, taking Ozempic or some of these weight loss drugs, is they're eliminating salty snacking, they're eliminating fattier foods, they're eliminating late night eating and alcohol. And it's recalibrating their diets to live a more healthful, balanced diet and lifestyle, which really lends itself to our cuisine. So our unique Mediterranean cuisine where taste and health unite. Satisfying, flavorful food that you don't have to make compromises or sacrifices eating, so we think it could be a net benefit for us.
Very interesting. And are you seeing any impact right now, though, or nothing yet?
No impact. I think it's too early to really determine.
And I do want to go back to the labor front of things. Of course, you're seeing rapid expansion in U.S. You have about 20 restaurants in California.
Yes.
Now there, we're set to see the FAST Act take effect on April 1st, 2024. That will raise minimum wage to $20 an hour. How are you working with restaurants there? Are you going to perhaps increase prices there to offset these higher costs?
Well, we have traditionally had higher than market wages, so we wouldn't have a lot of room to make up. We haven't made a final determination yet, but we have great success in Southern California. It's a great market for us. We've got great expansion plans there. And the FAST Act itself, I think, is interesting. You know, it's targeted at larger chains like Cava, 60 or more units. But what I believe happens is it will have an indirect, more negative impact on smaller operators. Because the larger operators that will be paying at minimum $20 an hour, if you're a smaller operator or you're even in the hotel industry or another one of these hourly service industries and you're not competing with those wages, you run the risk of losing good employees walking across the street to make more money, which forces them to compete from a wage perspective. And with scale and the resiliency of our business model, we're able to adapt and really not have to pass along all those costs to our guests, versus smaller operators may have a more difficult time. And you know, I don't necessarily think it's a great thing for our industry. We all love our independent restaurants and our small restaurants, and a diverse industry is a more healthy industry. So, you know, will be interesting to see how it plays out, but I think this legislation could have unintended negative consequences.
So no plans yet to raise prices there specifically?
No plans yet.
Another thing that I want to talk about is the new food production facility you guys are creating in Verona, Virginia. Now, I know that we've discussed that CPG is a small part of the business. Do you have plans to expand that with this new production facility? And is there demand for your dips and your spreads in grocery stores?
Yeah, so we're currently sold nationally in Whole Foods markets. We've been a partner with Whole Foods for over a decade now. Our dips and spreads actually predated our fast casual business. And we're excited to have that new facility come online, slated to come online in Q1 of 2024.
Soon.
Yeah, 55,000 square foot production facility, which will unlock significant additional capacity to support our restaurant growth to at least 750 restaurants. Plus, give us that optionality to get more intentional about growing our CPG business, because currently our manufacturing capacity is really absorbed by the restaurants. And I think it's a unique aspect of our restaurants where we have this vertical integration, where we're using fresh dill, fresh cucumber, fresh garlic in our production, but we're able to centralize it, bringing consistency, cost effectiveness, and high quality to our restaurants across the country, while taking that complexity out of the four walls of our restaurants, making it easier for our team members to deliver on that great Cava experience.
Right, and also I do want to hit on the loyalty program that you guys are unveiling next year, I believe. How will that loyalty program be different than the past?
Yeah, so I talked about, we originally launched it in 2013, so it's a decade
old. Quite some time.
Yeah, and we would have loved to kind of reimagine it sooner, but we had a few things we had to take care of with the Zoe's acquisition and the transformation, and then that pandemic we all had to deal with. So we're really excited to now get after really reimagining it. We'll go into test pilot next month in the Houston market with the goal of relaunching it late in 2024. And right now it's a very transactional loyalty program. It's not very value added, we believe, for our guests or for the business. And we want to shift to something that's more value added, that will really drive better frequency and incentivize lower and middle frequency users, and really empower our high frequency users with the optionality to opt into their rewards of choice versus being on like the current autopilot of spend $88, get an $8 credit that automatically hits against your next check.
Do digital customers tend to spend more? Loyalty members?
We do see digital customers have a higher check average.
All right, now the rumor is out, but we are having Cava for lunch. So I need to ask, are there any menu hacks that you love at Cava, or any go-to orders?
Well, I think one of the things people like to do is our pita chips are a cult favorite. And people like to get the pita chips and then actually eat their bowl with the pita chips. That's a pretty strong move there.
Go-to order?
Yes, so my go-to order shifts about every 6 to 12 months. As I mentioned earlier, we have over 17 billion combinations, so it evolves over time. Right now I get half arugula, half saffron basmati rice, so a little greens and grains, a scoop of hummus, a scoop of crazy feta. I think you always have to get a scoop of crazy feta. We get half harissa honey chicken, half spicy falafel, so that's a limited time innovation item. I like some spice in my bowl. Some roasted corn, pickled onions, feta, pita crisp, and then top it off with tahini Caesar dressing.
Did everyone get that? Okay, well, I'll get that for lunch. When you're not eating at Cava, where's your go-to?
We cook at home a lot.
Ooh, favorite thing to cook?
Favorite thing to cook is, I don't know, it's probably, we cook everything from a roasted chicken is a great kind of classic with the vegetables underneath, and you get it, absorbing in all the juices. We like to do a lot of, vegetables and rice. Basmati rice is also a favorite in the house.
Sounds really good. I'll be coming over for dinner. Last question here. It's been 13 years since you started the company. 13 years. It's quite a long time. Would you say that now you're at a turning point for Cava? Is this a pivotal moment for the company in terms of growth, in terms of future plans? Where are we at?
Yeah, it was certainly a seminal year for us in 2023. We had our initial public offering, and we completed the transformation of our Zoe's acquisition. So we're back to a single brand state. And as I said to the team the night before the IPO, and what we truly believe is the IPO is really not the destination, it's the beginning of the next chapter of our journey. And so it really now catapults us to bring this idea of Mediterranean cuisine to communities across the country and define and create the next large-scale cultural cuisine category.
And when you think about what investors should be looking out for, is it that long-term growth that you're really weighing in on? What should they be keeping a close eye on?
Yeah, we're focused on our long-term plan, 1,000 restaurants by 2032, and continuing to hone our powerful unit economic model that's helped fuel us to where we are today.
Great. Brett Schulman, Cava CEO, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Brooke.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.